If you own a dog training business and you've been doing this for, let's say, at least 6 months to a year or more, there's a very, very good chance you are sitting on a huge pile of money and you don't even know it. I'm going to show you how to tap into some of that dog training gold in this video. Stick with me. So if you had to guess, you probably guessed that I'm talking about adding an upsell. For those of you who don't know what an upsell is, it's like, would you like fries with that? Which contributed a huge revenue spike for McDonald's and other fast food restaurants. But that's not what I'm talking about. You might also have guessed that I'm talking about adding equipment or supplies that you can offer to your client. All very good ideas, and you probably should be doing that. But that's not what I'm talking about in this video. What I'm talking about is the power of your list. Let me explain. As a dog training business owner, you've built up incredibly powerful relationships with all of your clients over the years. And what that translates into is, for you, they may be just one of several hundred clients, but for them, you are probably their only dog trainer. And especially if you've helped them overcome some serious problems, in many cases, somebody says, like the wife says to the husband, hey, either you get this dog trained or I'm kicking you out, or that type of thing. And so they've gone to you and you've helped them with their problem and you've literally changed their life, which is an amazing thing. But then they go home and they're happy with your service and they never hear from you again. And even though you've got this really powerful relationship with them, it's a lot like your relationship with Grandma Ruth. If you never make an effort to see her, if you never send her a letter, if you never call her, that relationship will begin to dwindle and fade. And so what you need to do is you've built up this list. You need to compile that list into both an email list as well as a direct mail or snail mail list that you can reach out to every so often. Now, obviously, email is going to be easier than snail mail. But the reality is that email doesn't actually convert as well as snail mail, but you should still do it. So we use a company called Aweber just because I'm familiar with it, but you can use MailChimp or there's several other big players. Any of them will work. Find one that you like, the control panel, and start building a list of your clients and keep in touch with them. Now, what do you say? Now, you might relate funny stories or new offers that you have, but really, probably the best thing you can do is just to remind them of your service and ask them for referrals. Now, trust me, they're not going to take offense to you asking them for referrals. They love you. You've helped them you've changed their life. Okay, what you're doing is you're asking them to share your information with their friends and family who you may also be able to help improve their lives. And for the most part, people are happy to help, especially small business people and especially small businesses that help animals. But you need to ask for it. Now, if you've ever watched a YouTube video, you'll notice that every successful YouTuber asks you to click that red subscribe button below. And if you are watching my video on YouTube, click the red subscribe button below so that you'll be notified of my later videos. But you'll see they all do that, even though everybody who's watching videos on YouTube knows about the subscribe button, knows about the like button, but they still ask you to do it. Now, why? Because they've tested this, and not only with YouTube, but with marketing in general. If you don't ask them to do something, typically they won't. They just forget about it. It just doesn't seem as important, or they're focused on other things. So what you need to do is you need to build up your list or harvest the names that you've already acquired and start contacting them on a regular basis. Now, it doesn't need to be every day. It doesn't need to be every week. It doesn't necessarily even need to be every month, although every month would be great. But just do it on a regular basis. And you can include like a short story or an update as to what you're doing with your business, but always, always, always ask them to refer their friends and family, and maybe even include a sweetener, which could be like, hey, we're going to throw in this free consultation, and we're also going to reward you with a package of beef jerky for your dogs. Whatever it is, it's not even necessarily necessary, but it's a nice idea. Now, The question comes up, what about this snail mail? How do I send out snail mail? Should I send out postcards? Should I send out mailers? Should I send out letters? Really, for a warm list, which means the people already know you, the best thing you can do, let me show you here, is send them a letter inside of one of these. This is a number 10 envelope, and it's self-adhesive, so you don't even have to get your tongue wet. And what you're going to do when you mail it out, you're not trying to be slick and professional. Slick and professional ends up in the trash can. What you want to do is you want to handwrite their address here and handwrite your return address here. You don't necessarily even need to put the company name up here, but you can. Here's what happens. People are going through their mail, and when they do go through their mail, they're standing above their trash can, and they're sorting things into an A pile and a B pile. The B pile goes immediately into the trash. So anything that looks like an advertisement or direct mail is going in that trash can. So you want to get around that by using a regular envelope and a regular stamp and handwritten address and return address. Now, if you've got a big list, what I recommend is hire a high school kid or maybe a college kid and pay them 5 cents or 10 cents per envelope that they address. And what you're going to have is you're going to have all these people getting your mailing and actually opening it up. And then what's inside is a quick letter that just says, hey, just wanted to touch base, wanted to make sure that your dog's still doing great. Wanted to relay, what happened to me last month with one of my clients, because I think it's a funny little story. And by the way, if you have any friends or any family who might be in need of dog training, please, give them my business card. And then you put your business card inside the envelope too, as well as your contact information, of course. And that's pretty much it. But what can happen is, let's say you've been in business for a few years. Let's say you've got maybe a list of 600 or 1,000 names. Immediately within a couple of days of them receiving this, you're going to start getting calls. You're going to start getting calls because you're encouraging them to refer you clients. Now, who else does this? People who live and die by making a sale, like realtors, for example. The good realtors, they're constantly sending stuff to their list or canvassing a neighborhood and sending stuff to that neighborhood to keep their name in front of their market. It's a strategy, and it's a strategy that works. I come from the world of direct response advertising and marketing, a lot of copywriting, and as well as advertising and direct mail and that kind of stuff. And it's a used axiom at this point that the money is in the list. So don't leave that money on the table. Take advantage of your list. Start getting referrals, start getting new clients, and start making more money than your competition is. Because I can guarantee you, very, very few dog trainers are taking advantage of their list. If you do it, it's going to set you far above everything else that your competition is doing. Hey, by the way, if you want something else to give you a competitive advantage, we manage Google AdWords campaigns for dog trainers, and we're having amazing results. If that sounds interesting to you, if you'd like to learn how to get the phone ringing, it's a 100% done-for-you service, which means that we handle everything from soup to nuts. Get in touch with me. Visit dogtrainertoolbox.com, and in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a little box that says Google AdWords Management, Expert Google AdWords Management for dog trainers only. Click on that. Read through that page, and if it makes sense to you, there'll be a link at the bottom of the page where you can get in touch with me and book a free 30-minute phone consultation so we can find out if what we're doing with Google AdWords would make sense to help you grow your dog training business. Guys, I'm Adam Katz for dogtrainertoolbox.com, as well as the Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook. We'll talk to you soon.